Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we take source material you're curious about and really dig in.
Yep, get right into the weeds.
And today, well, today we're tackling a real mystery, the Voynich manuscript.
Ah, the big one. That famously unreadable book.
Exactly. But we're not even going to try deciphering the script today. Forget that.
Well, probably wise.
Our mission, our focus, is purely on the illustrations. Specifically, the really, really strange ones, the ones that make you stop and just go, what?
Right. We've pulled, what, maybe a dozen, 15 pages, scans of the manuscript itself, and we're just going to explore the weirdness.
Think of it as a visual tour through the bizarre. The goal isn't answers necessarily, but just soaking in how perplexing this thing is.
And maybe sparking some thoughts,
Yeah.
seeing what jumps out. Okay, where do we start?
Right, let's dive in.
Yeah.
This first page, it's got the script, obviously, but then all over it, scattered around, are these pale green shapes.
Leaf-like, pod-like.
Sort of. Roughly drawn. And they're just everywhere. Doesn't seem to be much order to it. And some have these little red flourishes near them.
Okay, yeah, I see the one you mean. It's
Yeah.
it's odd, isn't it? The placement feels almost random.
Totally random. Is it meant to be a plant or something more abstract? What's your
Yeah.
gut feeling?
Well, if it was a standard botanical illustration, you'd expect, like, a stem, roots, the whole structure laid out, right?
Yeah, usually.
The fact that these are just floating, maybe the individual shapes are the point, not how they connect.
And the red bits, highlighting something.
Could be, or maybe indicating something else entirely, like a property. Or if this is alchemy related, maybe a step in a process. It's so hard to say without context.
It really is. Okay, let's move to another one. This looks more like a conventional plant drawing, sort of. Central stem, leaves.
But look at the leaves.
Right. Some are this blue-green color, almost teal, and others are tan, brownish on the same plant.
Yeah, that's definitely not typical botany. And the roots.
Yeah?
They're not solid roots, are they? More feathery?
It's exactly. Feathery. What is that about? Is it even meant to be roots?
The color thing pops up again and again in Voynich. Blue plants, red plants, these weird combinations. Are the colors symbolic? Or just what pigments they had?
Good question. It forces you to think outside standard biology. Maybe blue means one thing, tan means another. A code within the image.
Possibly. And those
Yeah.
roots, maybe they represent how it grows. Or maybe it's not even a root system as we know it. Something else entirely.
It's like seeing the idea of a plant, but through a completely alien filter.
Well put. Which brings us to this next one. Wow.
This one is dominated by a single leaf. It's huge, massive, round green leaf.
And then perched right on top of the stem.
Is this tiny little delicate white flower. The proportions are just crazy.
Completely off. Is that just bad drawing? Or is it deliberate?
That's the question, isn't it? Is the giant leaf the important part? Maybe it has some special properties, so they emphasized it?
Or it's purely symbolic. Like the leaf represents the core essence and the flower is just incidental. It feels intentional somehow.
It does. Okay, here's another weird leaf situation. This plant has these curling leaves, but they're segmented.
Segmented, like
Little beads strung together or sausages linked up, multiple ones coming from a central point, all green.
and there are little white buds at the top.
Yep, small white buds. But that segmented leaf texture, I've never seen anything like it.
Me neither. What function would that even serve? More surface area, flexibility, or is it just art? Pure imagination?
And the buds look sort of generic, too. Like idea of a bud rather than a specific flower.
It's pattern we see familiar concepts like leaf or bud, but rendered in these incredibly strange ways.
Okay, next. This one feels a bit more familiar at first glance. Big, broad, spade-shaped leaves.
Right, you see those and think, okay, I recognize that shape.
But then look at the top. Clusters of tiny red berries on these thin stems, and a pretty clear root system shown below.
Yeah, the combination is the weird part. Spade leaves with those specific berries and that root structure. Does that match anything known?
Not that I know of. It almost feels like something real, but then it veers off.
That's classic Voynich, isn't it? That almost recognizable feeling. And notice the roots are often quite detailed, even when the top is bizarre. Maybe the underground part was important.
Maybe where it grew or how you harvested it. Interesting point.
Let's keep going.
Okay, this next one. Delicate, feathery green leaves. Looks almost like a fern, maybe. Seems fairly normal.
But look closer on some of the leaves.
Yeah, little blue dots and some reddish marks just scattered on there.
Like blemishes
Yeah.
or decorations or something else.
If this was a normal herbal, you'd think maybe disease Or identifying marks?
Exactly. Or maybe indicating which part to use or when it's potent. But here, who knows? Could be purely symbolic within its own weird system. Blue dots mean X, red marks mean Y.
A visual code layered onto the plant itself. Okay, now for some more color. This one's tall, slender.
And has these paired structures going up the stem, pods, flowers.
Hard to say. But look at the colors, bright blue and vibrant orange. Together.
Whoa. Yeah, that's striking. And definitely not natural plant colors in that combination. Very artificial looking.
Right, and again, prominent roots shown at the bottom. It's like botanical elements mixed with pure fantasy.
The boldness of the color, the pairing, it feels very deliberate. Like these specific colors in this arrangement mean something important.
Maybe indicating opposing properties.
Right.
Or different uses.
Could be. The pod shape is weird too. Not quite flower, not quite fruit.
Okay, next image. This one has really distinct flowers. Blue, star-shaped.
Like almost perfect geometric stars, asterisks.
Yeah, and the leaves are long and spiky, green. And, surprise, surprise, detailed roots again.
That star shape is so regular, isn't it? It feels manufactured,
Yeah.
less organic than you'd expect.
Definitely. And the spiky leaves give it a kind of harsh look, maybe dangerous or protective.
And the blue stars. Is blue a recurring theme for flowers in this section? We need to track that. The geometry feels significant somehow.
Okay, prepare yourself for this next one. It's a lot.
Uh-oh, hit me.
The leaves, they look striped, green and brown stripes. Like a zebra plant, but weirder.
Striped leaves, seriously.
Seriously. And then the flower at the top, it's super complex. Looks like blue and black parts mixed together. Intricate.
Okay, wow. Blue and black flower, striped leaves. Anything else?
Oh, yeah. At the base, near the roots, there are these red pod-like things, maybe fruits.
Good grief. So striped leaves, complex blue-black flower up top, red pods at the bottom. It's like a Frankenstein plant.
Exactly. Like 3 different weird ideas stitched together. This cannot be a real plant. It feels symbolic or maybe just wildly imaginative.
That one really pushes the boundary, striped leaves.
Oh,
Okay.
Now, speaking of pushing boundaries, illustration 10, this looks like a tree, trunk, branches.
Okay, a tree.
But the leaves, they're colored in a green and brown checkerboard pattern.
Checkerboard, like a chessboard.
Exactly like a chessboard. Green and brown squares making up the leafy parts.
No way, that's definitely not natural.
Not even slightly. And there's a stylized blue flower right at the top and a network of roots below. But checkerboard leaves.
Okay, that has to be symbolic. There's no other explanation. Maybe representing divisions or categories or something tied to a grid system. It's completely abstract.
It screams code or a symbol, doesn't it? That blue flower at the top again, too.
Interesting recurrence. Okay, what's next? We're getting into really strange territory now.
Tell me about it. Okay, number 11. Tallish plant, kind of sparse. Long, spiky green leaves like blades.
Uh-huh.
At the very top, there's this dark, cone-shaped thing, maybe a closed flower. Or a seed pod. It's hard to tell. Dark, almost black.
Dark cones, spiky leaves. Sounds a bit ominous.
It has a very stark feel, almost alien. Minimalist, but pointy. And yes, you guessed it, visible root system.
Of course. This one sounds less fantastical garden and more potentially dangerous, or just very, very different. That dark cone is intriguing.
It really stands out. Okay, nearly there. Penultimate one. This has feathery green leaves. Looks kind of fern-like again. Seems almost normal.
Uh-oh. I sense a butt coming.
But along the stems, there are these weird bulbous growths, roundish lumps, and they look textured or spotted.
Bulbous growths on the stem, like galls or something.
Could be galls, I suppose, or are they part of the plant? They look really out of place with the delicate leaves.
That contrast is jarring. Delicate leaves, strange, lumpy growths. Again, what are they representing? Disease, a specific feature, a stage of development. So many questions.
Just adds another layer of weirdness.
Oh.
Okay, final one. And this one. This one might be the most abstract.
Lay it on me.
It's hard to describe. There's like a central sun, a circle with rays coming out, yellowish,
A sun symbol. Okay.
and lines radiate out from it, connecting down to what looks like a more normal plant illustration below it. Green leaves, red root.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So like a diagram connecting a celestial thing to a botanical thing.
That's what it looks like, an explicit link between something in the sky, maybe the sun, and this particular plant.
Okay, that is fascinating. That opens up whole new avenues. Is it astrological botany or relating plant properties to celestial influence? The red root might signify its earthly connection.
While the top part is linked to the cosmos. It's mind-bending. It suggests a whole worldview woven into these illustrations.
Absolutely. It takes it beyond just weird plants into potentially system of knowledge.
So after looking at just these, 13 images, where does that leave us?
Baffled. Intrigued, definitely. It's clear this isn't just a standard herbal. The level of fantasy, the weird colors, the impossible combinations, the potentially symbolic elements.
The whole unique world.
Yeah.
And we still have no real idea what the text says or who made it or why. The mystery just deepens.
It really does. Even focusing just on the pictures, you encounter this imaginative, perplexing visual language that just defies easy explanation. It blends observation with something else entirely.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it, about the creator?
Mm-hmm.
Were they documenting a lost world, creating a complex code, or were they just an incredibly unique artist with a vision unlike any other?
All plausible theories and none provable right now.
It's something for you, listening, to ponder, maybe. Go look at the scans online, see what patterns you spot, what connections you make, because honestly, your guess is as good as anyone's right now.
It truly remains one of history's great unsolved puzzles.
Slowly, deliberately switching language. Das ist wirklich
Sehr.
seltsam.
Confused, then with growing panic. Was passiert hier? Ich verstehe das nicht. Die Bilder. Eis.
Overlapping.
Akzeptiert.
Ja, yes. Verändern sie.
Ja.
Die Farben, sie laufen.
Overlapping panic, nein. Das ist nicht. Es bewegt sich. Was geht hier vor? Verstehen Sie?
Overlapping, frantic.
Ich sehe.
Dinge im Manuskript. Es zieht mich hinein. Hilfe.
Nicht. Overlapping, terrified chatter, unintelligible sounds, chaos. Es ändert sich. Alles ändert sich. Nicht real. Lassen Sie mich raus. Was ist das? Nein, nein. Sound cuts abruptly.